it. So I'm gonna just get a couple more things ready. Welcome to YouTube. You don't know what you're missing. Just try searching. Never mind, I'm not gonna finish that song. Welcome to YouTube. Let it listen and linger. Try the unicorn bit my finger. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. ¿Qué pasó? Estoy yo. I do what I want. I say what I do every time I run this school. Let's dance. Let's dance. No, nobody? What's her name? Uh, um, what's her name? That says, let's dance. Let's dance. Oh, actually, I feel like I want to sit in my daughter's chair. No, but it's gonna rock, and then I'm gonna rock, and then I'm gonna love you. PYT, pretty young thing. Come on in to my life. You will have a surprise if you really want to. Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Nation. Whatever. Would like to wait for some more people. Hello, Lorinita. Welcome in. We are going to be doing a very fun live today. I'm just waiting for some more people to come in. It's very much specifically one of the guys in my live yesterday asked me to do this God is Love speech. Well, not a speech, but this live on God is Love. And we're going to get started in a few. As soon as I know he's in here. Yeah. Hey, Kimberly Harney, welcome in. Thank you for joining the live. Oh, now we got 14 people. We're going to get this started soon. You guys, please stay in. I promise it's going to be good, or at least for me. I'm going to enjoy talking a lot and talking about God and how God is love. Well, since you guys are in here, let's just start talking about it because I'm going to assume the guy I'm waiting for, Adza, the user, he'll be coming in soon so we could start talking about it. He knows some of this stuff already, so I'll get into that. When I say God is love, I mean, for you guys to know first, my understanding of what God is and what the universe is and how it all works is that God and the devil is just the positive and negative energy of the universe, right? Well, that's my belief. So when we do good and we do things like love and we do things creatively and we move in like positivity, we are working in God's light, God's image. And I think that pushes us to be better, that pushes us to be happier, that pushes us to be greater. The reason I say God is love is because when you're feeling love, right? When you're in that, like when you look at someone that you truly love or you talk about something that you truly love, that emotion that you just kind of can't describe, I feel like that's like God's energy, right? Or like another time I felt it like that and it's really indescribable is when I've been in like a flow state, when I'm creating art or I'm writing or I'm doing something that's creative, and I get into a flow state. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a flow state, but it's a quite wonderful feeling, and it really feels almost as if though something else is working through me to make my art or create my writing, and it's really awesome. Um, I also say God is love because there's two sides of the spectrum, right? There's always the yin and the yang, and if God is love, well, then the devil is hate. God is community, the devil is isolation. God is kindness, the devil is being rude, right? Like it works on all different levels. down to like the most simple act. Like I made the example yesterday of hitting snooze and being late for work. That's a simple act of negativity and working in like that devil energy. Again, I'm not saying you're gonna get sent to hell for it. I don't even necessarily believe in hell. But it's still you working in that negativity, in that energy, right? Um, and that for me, I'm trying my best to stay out of it, and there's still things that I do every day that lead me into that. Odds are just I don't have live chat on. I'm so sorry, guys. Hey, oh, I still got odds are you're in here. I'm sorry, but wait, oh that says 2:14 p.m. Sick poster. I thought you were going to. Where's that from? What time of the day was that? 2:14 p.m. Is that a comment? Are you in here, bro? When I go live from my iPad, it gets very funky. But so if you're in here, I want to start telling the story. I'm actually going to read the first chapter of a book that I'm writing, which kind of describes how I got to where I am belief wise and why I believe the things that I do now. Odds are, please, I really don't want to start the chapter on the book until you're in here, and I got 18 people in here, brother. But I could get started. I actually have to find my phone, so you guys could take a little walk with me while I go do that. It's probably right in the living room, to be honest. Baby?
Yeah?
Oh, are you doing work?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm live. I'm gonna be live for like an hour or so.
Okay.
Okay. Love you.
Love you.
Okay, Adza, you're in here. Okay, perfect. Hi, Fatima. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm going to read that long message right now, Adza, but I'm also going to get into my story since you're in here. If God is love, Jesus is the physical representation of love. Yes, the Bible says that the way to heaven is through Jesus. Yes, therefore, the only way to heaven is through physically representing love. Absolutely. I love that. I don't know if you were in the live or have you seen the videos when I was going through each religion and how they all kind of say that, you know? And it's crazy because, you know, people use religion to reinterpret things and I don't know, they're jerks. But I'm going to start this chapter. So I'm calling this chapter The Night Everything Shifted. I didn't know it at the time, but one desperate night in 2025 would quietly upend everything I thought I understood about reality. For the first 8 months of that year, my body felt like it was betraying me. The pain came in waves, sometimes sharp like needles stabbing into my joints, sometimes a deep, dull ache that settled into my muscles and refused to leave. There was never any rhyme or reason to it. One day it might flare up after a full night's sleep. The next, it could ease off for no apparent cause. The joints were the worst: knees, elbows, wrists, shoulders, all feeling inflamed and stiff like they were twice their age. The muscle aches and constant fatigue weren't far behind, dragging me down until even simple movements felt exhausting. It changed my life. I'd call out of work on the bad days because just getting ready felt like a full shift. Lifting anything heavier than a coffee mug was a negotiation with my body. There were good days scattered in, but even then, it always felt like a temporary truce, like it would never stop completely. I'm a pest control technician, so my job is physical. Sorry, my hand is shaking. I gotta put the iPad down while I read, sorry. Okay, I'm a pest control technician, so my job is physical. Crawling into attics and crawl spaces, hauling equipment, mixing and spraying chemicals, being on my feet or in awkward positions all day. On a good day, it's manageable. On a bad day, it's torture. One Monday, I hit a new low. I'd barely slept, and every joint screamed as I got ready. I pushed myself to go in anyway. I had already burned through all my paid time off for the best reason in the world, the birth of my daughter. And there was nothing left for sick days. I couldn't afford to miss another shift. I dragged myself to work and could barely lift my equipment. Every tank felt twice as heavy. I made it through my first stop, about 2 hours of work, But by the end, I was done, shaking, frustrated, and defeated. I gave up and went to urgent care. They drew blood, ran tests, and sent me home with a "we'll call you if anything shows up." And nothing ever did. On the drive home, I called my mom to vent. Like she often does, she commiserated, told me she totally gets it because she lives with chronic back pain and arthritis every day. And then she reminded me about our family history with fibromyalgia. She wasn't trying to make it worse. That's just how she relates. But in that moment, it landed hard. I started looking up right after the call, and everything I read confirmed both are often autoimmune, no real cure. There's just management. That's all my brain latched onto. Incurable, permanent. This is my life now. The spiral started immediately. One bad thought led to another, faster and darker. If this never goes away, how will I keep working? How will I provide? How will I be the dad I imagine, the one who's strong, playful, and present? And then, in the deepest part of that hole, the thoughts turned suicidal. Not plans, but the exhausted whisper. Maybe it would be easier if I just wasn't here to deal with it. It's a classic depression spiral, from zero to abyss in minutes. The despair felt like the pain itself had moved inward and taken over everything. That evening, I lay in bed with my wife and our 3 month old daughter. She was like any other baby at that age, happy, healthy, growing exactly as she should. And that was a beautiful thing. Maybe the most beautiful thing in my life right at that moment. She slept peacefully beside us, tiny and perfect, completely unaware. We had the TV on low, some mindless background noise to unwind. Then a Pampers commercial came on. Parents joyfully tossing their babies in the air, catching them with big smiles and giggles. Just babies being tossed, playfully, safely, and effortlessly. My wife didn't see it happen. She was turned away or scrolling on her phone, but I lost it completely. Silent tears turned into quiet sobbing I tried to hide. The thought hit me hard. What if I can never do that with her? What if this pain means I can't be the dad I want to be? The one who plays, lifts, runs around. What if I'm always limited, always hurting? I laid there by her side, by her and my sleeping daughter, holding it all in as best as I could. As I finally drifted off that night, completely drained, the thoughts slowed to one repeating loop. It wasn't elaborate or religious, it was just raw and honest, directed at whatever might be listening, the universe, existence itself, anything bigger than me. I just want to be better. I want to be good for work tomorrow, for my daughter, so I can be a good father and husband. And that was it. The next morning I woke up and the pain was gone. Not completely, but dramatically better. I could move, I could lift things. I went into work, I functioned. I sat there stunned. Had I somehow asked for this and actually received it? The shift was too sharp to ignore. Ever since, I've made it a simple daily practice and part of my life. A short, heartfelt intention followed by meditation. The pain still shows up sometimes, but never like before. This part I actually have to change about the book because the pain last week did show up for about 3 days, which is the most it has since I wrote this, and it was a little jarring. I don't know if you guys noticed, like I had taken like a couple days off when I just posted videos about my cats, and there was a bit of depression mixed in there, but I think my meditation and my gratitude practices kept me in a headspace to not let it spiral out of control. And I'm good now. Like I've been going to work all week, and I'm okay. Like I made it through, and yeah, it might happen again, but it was easier this time for sure. Um, so the shift was too sharp to ignore. Oh, I said that part. Oh yeah, all right. So so then it never showed up for more than a few hours. I said never consecutive days, even though it did happen consecutive days now. But it's like my body learned a new baseline, which I feel like it did, and that's why the when I just went through it recently, it wasn't as bad or severe as it has been previously. I still don't know exactly what happened that night. Did I change my body, my mind, or just the way I was paying attention? All I know is I couldn't pretend it hadn't happened. If one quiet, desperate plea from a scared new dad could shift something as stubborn as chronic pain, what else might be possible? And it was in that moment that I realized when I asked the universe for something, I got it the next morning. And because I gave it like honest intention and I really felt it in my heart, like I literally was saying, please, for my daughter, for my wife, I want to be good, I want to be better, and I want to not be in this pain. And I wasn't in that pain the next day. And I said, you know what, I have to start like being more into this and delving into this. And I started meditating and praying every single day. And I'm now at the point, and I kind of got into this yesterday, where I feel like as though I understand like my calling in life, and it's do to do this, not necessarily be a YouTuber, but to just spread like a what I've learned. Like I feel like it's really important for people to understand that regardless of what their religion is, that we're all connected. We all do the same things, and we all connect to God no matter what we call it in the same ways. And I think we all need to start getting on the same level in terms of being more positive and more loving and more creative in the world. Your mic is very low, my guy. I'm sorry. I'm a very loud person, though. I could just raise the volume of my voice. Is this better? Sorry. It's also like, hold. Oh, maybe it is my mic. Is this better? Oh, or is it my glasses? It's probably these glasses. How about now? Is this better? I bet you this is better. um, but thank you for pointing it out, Dynasty. I appreciate you. Um, so I feel like it's my job, it's my responsibility, it's like my calling, like to start bringing people together, start making like I want my YouTube space to be a really positive space. I want people with good vibes in here. I want people to like be kind to each other in my lives. Like I was just in a live. I don't know if anyone in here was in that live before I went live, and it was, oh man, what was her name? I think it was Miss Green Vegan, and she was really cool, and the people in her live were really cool, and I was having a good time in there, and I invited them to come here because she was actually ending her stream, and I thought they would also dig this. But then I started reading my book, and I have a monotone voice, and sometimes when I read, I drone on, and that's okay. I don't mind because I feel like it was very important information, and anyone who needed to hear it heard it. But it's very hard as I've been scrolling. People just throw negative comments for no reason at all, and it blows my mind. My feelings on that is that the internet has become a place to release all the negative energy, like on multiple streams. You know, I know. The internet has become a place for people to take all the negativity that they don't express in their real life, all the frustrations and things that they don't want to look like a bad person out in real life, so they don't know how to handle things, so they shove their feelings down, and then when they get home and they get on the internet, they take it out on strangers because they don't have to see their faces, they don't have to acknowledge that they're actually hurting somebody because it's just a screen that they're talking into. And that's why the internet is the way it is, and that's why people just are randomly ridiculous and jerks on the internet. And I think we need to change that. I honestly actually think that the internet is a big reason that ooh, sorry, I almost dropped this. I think the internet is a big reason that the negative energy is taking over so much right now. That why I need to start like getting people on the same page. Sorry, I had to plug my iPad in. On the same page about like our purpose and our meaning. Like I really believe that in life is like time isn't real, right? Like time is a human construct, right? Like all lives, cowards, don't stress about the negativity. I know it's easier said than done, but one step at a time in a small way, you can change the world. Dynasty Rocket, I couldn't agree more. That 1,000%, I agree with that. It is, and that's honestly why I'm trying to do this. I keep saying that, but I want people to see, like, I am not in good shape, but I'm doing a push-up challenge right now because I want people to see you just got to start small and be consistent and just do little things, little changes here and there make huge differences. And just imagine, like, if all the people in the world are collectively making these small changes and really putting out the good vibes into the universe. But I mean that on a very serious level. Even if it's 1% at a time, at the end of your life, you yourself know you did right by everyone. And that's, that's, what do they call, what's that, what graduate practices, gratitude practices, graduate. I was like, I did not go to graduate school, sir. But you clearly did not say graduate. Gratitude. So I practice gratitude in multiple ways throughout the day. Firstly, well, not firstly, but I think it's called a mantra. Mantras, I think it's a little different. My mantra is kind of, I actually said it at the end of one of my videos today. My mantra is kind of just be kind, stay positive, and spread love. Like, I just try to always be doing one of those things in all my interactions. And if I'm in doing one of those things, if not all of them, I'm doing right. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm living in the light. But as far as gratitude is concerned, if God is love, then why does he allow abuse in his churches? Is abuse love? No, Jess, unfortunately, because God is love, the devil is hate, and the devil and God don't have control over our bodies. We have free will, and we choose the energy which we want to follow. And sorry, I think you're doing a great job, man. Oh, thank you, Dynasty. I've only been here a few minutes, and I believe you're a good person. Thank you, dude. I sincerely appreciate that. It means a lot. Like I always say, no matter how many people are in my life, just having good, genuine people one at a time. The devil punishes uh, the chomos. Christianity covers up. I don't know what chomos means, but um, oh, sure. But thank you, Dynasty, again. But yeah, I think like everyone has the ability to work in the devil energy, the dark energy, the negative energy, whatever you want to call it. I figured out an even deeper child molesters. Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh, that's oof. That's it. It sounded like a Spanish word, and I was like, is that a Spanish word that Duolingo hasn't taught me yet? No, it's much worse than that. Um, but so I was thinking about this today because a lot of my beliefs also stem from quantum physics as well. Because my mind works in a very emotional and abstract way, but it also like anchors itself in analytics, and I love learning. I love like learning everything new that I can. My brain loves novelty, and so in like looking up things in quantum physics, I was gonna say in studying quantum physics, but like I wasn't studying it. I was watching YouTube videos and listening to podcasts about it, and I learned about something called 0 point energy, which is an energy that they say is always constant in quantum physics. Like at the subatomic level, particles are constantly vibrating. They say it's nothing. It's like just a spare extra energy that's just consistently there. And I'm like, okay, but then what is God? Something that's just always there and exists everywhere, like the energy inside of these subatomic particles. And then I was thinking about superposition. So superposition in in quantum physics is the idea that these particles, these subatomic particles, exist in all positions everywhere at the same time. I know that's a wacky concept, but they both they exist everywhere and nowhere and everything all at once. It's a very weird thing, but they don't act until focus is paid attention to them. So until there's like, because then the wave collapses. That's what they say. The wave collapses. So they're in this wave of superposition existence, and they're anything can happen at any time. And then when focus is given to them, the wave collapses and it becomes an outcome. And I think we can actually connect with that, right? Like, I know it sounds crazy, and but I promise you this all makes sense in my head, and it really does, like, connect. And every time, that's why I'm saying every little decision you make works in this energy, because this energy is just always in a superposition. It's waiting for you to act. That's why we have free will, because this energy is just, this God energy is always waiting for you to act, and it wants you to create. It doesn't want you to destroy. Again, that's why I think when the Bible says we're created in God's image, it means we're little creators. We are supposed to go out and create. That's why, as human beings, the most awesome thing we can create is other life. Like, we can literally create other life. If we're not meant to be creators, then explain that. So, but like in every aspect, right? Like, we're meant to be creators of communities, creators of art, creators, just going out and being creative as we can be. Because the other thing I believe that is true about this is that we're all part of like a greater consciousness, not only like all together, but like we've lived. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know Russian. Uh, that makes a lot of sense. I never looked at it that way. I wish like my like understanding and grasp of the way to explain it in a more like sophisticated, like understandable way was better. Like, I wish I understood the actual like science and stuff, and but I'm trying to explain it to you guys the way that I understand it, because I needed to break it down. So I'm sorry I don't know Russian, my friend, but welcome in. Thank you for coming in. I hope you're saying nice things. Um, but that's the way I understand it, and that everything we do, we've already done. All timelines exist simultaneously. All realities. I mean, I believe that there's multiple realities. That every choice you don't make, there's a reality where you made that choice. I feel like, oh man, I wish. Like, does anyone in here speak Russian? Can I get a translation? Um, and I also think, you guys ever have like, I mean, I know there's deja vu, but um, moments where you're like, I know I've like done this before, and you're in like a completely new situation. I'm just gonna give you the thumbs up too, because that's the one thing you sent that I get. um, but I forget, damn, I forgot where I was going. Always so bad. Um, Do you guys remember what I was saying right before the thumbs up? You see, this is what ADHD does to you, by the way. Hey, not Owen. What's up, bud? Welcome in. Um, but anyway, I know I was talking about the energy and how we need to be working in the energy in some capacity. But yeah, so for me personally, I'll just go back into this. I think about my life. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Myers-Briggs. So there's this personality test online called the MBTI, the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. What's your favorite scary movie? I could answer that. It's Strangers. But I usually hate scary movies. I don't like being scared for the sake of being scared. I'm like, why do people find that entertaining? Like, but I get it. Like, I like actually like movies that make me like upset and cry and emotional. I also really love movies that make me think, that make my brain work. So I actually really like the first Saw movie. Like, when he gets up off the floor at the end of the movie, it broke my brain. I was like, this is like the most amazing piece of cinema ever. For real, I like funny movies. Me too. I'm a big fan of most cinema. I do like funny things as well. But I do want to say, go back into the Myers Briggs thing. So I don't know if you guys know what you are, but my personality type is what's known as an ENFP. That stands for extroverted, intuitive, feeling, and perceiving. And we are very extroverted people, and we also are really good with connecting with other people. And I've always found this test interesting because it doesn't tell you like exactly who you are. Like, it's not, it's more akin to like astrology and stuff. It's more of like a guide to kind of help you understand yourself better, more than say exactly what you do and how you are. And I feel like ever since I learned my type and I've been living in that, it gradually brought me to this place. Like, I not to where I am now, but to a better understanding of who I am as a person, which if I never did that, I don't think I could have ever gotten here to where I think I've, like I said before, I've had like my spiritual awakening. Like, I feel like a real hippie saying that. I know I was claimed to be a hippie, but like I said, what is heaven to you? You mentioned you don't believe in hell as a place, so I'm interested in your take. That's a very good question, dude. So, what I think happened, so I don't, it's really tough because we don't know human consciousness. We only know human consciousness. We don't really know, like, once the switch turns off, what happens. But if I had to guess, whatever the energy inside of us is, whatever it is that's going to leave our body once we die, our spirit, our soul, whatever you want to call it, that God energy that lives within us is going to go somewhere, right? Because energy can never be created or destroyed. It can only be moved from one place to the other. So all this energy that I have in my lively body right now, it's got to go somewhere. So I think it goes back into this other level of consciousness where we're not human per se, but we're like, it's like we're gonna like wake up from like a dream. Like, you know how like this is gonna feel like the dream. Like when we die, this is gonna feel like the dream. Does that make sense? But we're not gonna wake up like a human when think of what waking up is. Um, we're gonna go back to like our conscious energy, and I think the roles we play on earth determines like what shape we go back into that energy as, not necessarily in terms of like reincarnation, so to say, but just like we change that energy but with this life on earth. Like what we do in this world dictates something for us out there, and I don't think that that's necessarily a heaven or a hell. A lot of people think we're here to learn a lesson sometimes, and that we keep coming back to Earth until we learn the lesson we're supposed to learn. I think actually one of my beliefs is that we live all these different lifetimes on Earth until we figure it out. Until we figure out what I figured out. Like I actually really believe. Like I think I'm not due to live any more lives. I feel like not in a again not in a like very hippie way, but I feel like I've lived a lot of lives, like in a sense that like my brains have the like I have these thoughts and these ideas that pop into my head, and I'm like, wow, why did I think of that? Like, where did that come from? Like, how could I be thinking this? And it's like maybe it was like me in another life. Maybe I'm like tuning into that frequency somehow. And it's, or maybe like me from another life knows how to send it to me in this life, and I needed it at that time or something. I don't know if that makes sense. Um, and it just all comes down to like me thinking I need to, it feels really personal. It feels like like if I like stop doing this, I'll feel like I'm wasting my time. Like if I stop talking about it, if I stop trying to implement, like live the way that I believe it's supposed to be now that it is. Again, that's why I'm doing the push-up challenge, because I know I have to be physically better. I'm really trying to be better with my diet. Cut down on my nicotine. I'm trying. We're only human. We're gonna make mistakes. We're still gonna sin and work in the devil energy because we're used to it. In fact, I want to say, like, I feel bad for us, like the later generations of Earth, than I do for the earlier ones. Like, yeah, we're living in a great technological time, but first of all, oof, look at the look at the state of the world, even with all this technology. But secondly, like, I feel like the further we get through with all this technology, and the bigger we get as a population, and the further we pull away from this understanding of God that's supposed to be love, and to want to always live in that love, that everything we do is more negative. Like everything's entrenched in negativity no matter what. So even something like doing something simple like thinking, oh, I'm going to drive my friend to the airport. That's good. Well, no, you're putting gas into the environment. You're messing up the environment. That's bad. I mean, just that's an example, and I don't want to go into like semantics of it, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Like that's the idea that I'm trying to put across is like even when you think you're doing something good, it kind of reminds me of that saying, "The road to hell is paved with good intentions," um, because I do have good intentions almost all the time. I think about my intentions, even when I want to be like a prick, or I'm still like, well, I'm teaching them a lesson or whatever, even though that's not the right way to teach people lessons. You shouldn't also, whatever. Um, yeah, I just think it's, I don't know. Anyway, feel like I've been like Johnny Rambles over here. You guys have any other questions? I'd love to answer questions if you have any. Or do you want to talk about something else? Or you want to hear the next chapter of the book? I have like 8 chapters written. Um, I don't know. But I appreciate this live. Oz, I appreciate you asking me to do this live because you actually gave me like a more you gave me an idea for a more structured live, even though I'm still kind of a little all over, but I'm all over the place. So the things I do are just look. I try to put a button up on so I didn't look like that completely like hippie and homeless, you know. But I appreciate you for giving me some direction to come into this live with to try and reach people and talk to people. And you know, I'm hoping like it's just working one person at a time, one live at a time, one video at a time. You know, I just hope we all start really understanding this better. So, like I said yesterday, I really think also that like the world is this. In the thank you, man. I look forward to reading your book when you release it. Oh man, I have to finish it first, but I don't know. I don't even know if I would release it. I'm so with my writing. So like I don't know if you've seen like I do my art on here, but with my writing, I'm very like hypercritical of myself, and I get very nervous about like releasing things and like because I feel like I sound stupid or like I don't know. But like I write like I talk. So like reading it was easy because like reading it, I'm like, oh, this is my speaking voice. But when I picture other people reading what I've written in my voice, I'm like, oh, they're gonna think it sounds stupid. I don't know. I know I shouldn't be worried. I say that to myself. Well, you shouldn't be concerned with what other people think with what other people think of you. But I guess when it's with something I kind of consider precious, like my writing, it's a little bit my art. Like I love my art, but I never took myself as like oh, I'm like I could be a real artist one day. I do think like if there was ever a situation where I could get a chance to write like for something or like enter a contest or write for mag whatever it is, I think like I could it could happen. I don't know. So, but it can happen if I don't release it. So I just talked myself into doing it anyway. So maybe I will self-publish on Amazon and send you a signed copy, sir. Uh, um, any ideas for? Oh, you know, I think I wanted to. So Saturday, I'm gonna be doing the No Kings protest live. If you guys want to check that out, I will be screaming and yelling and hopefully meeting some cool individuals that day. I think I'm gonna try and do the my Hot Ones challenge on Sunday. I think I'm gonna. I don't think I could call it my Hot Ones challenge. I think I have to. I don't know what the. Maybe I'll look it up on YouTube. Like if other people have done it, then I can call it the Hot Ones challenge. But I'm not sure. All right. So if you guys don't have any other questions, I do have to shower and eat dinner and see my baby and. I really appreciate whoever stayed in, whoever's tuning in. You guys are awesome. Adza, um, the Dynasty Rocket Dynasty. I forgot the name already. Oh, I could click the chat. That works. Live chat. There we go. Not Owen. I don't know who's still in here, but I'm gonna say it. The Russian person, Dynasty Rocket, Jess, Adza, obviously, Mo. Fortnite knows the question. I didn't even see that, sir. Fatima. I'm just saying the names, even though I know you're not still in here, because why not? Lorinita, Kimberly, and I think that's it. I think I made it to the top. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you soon. Have a great one.